We are living in a peculiar time at the end of a pandemic, or hopefully by the time you're watching this video with the pandemic in the rearview mirror. Globally, we've seen the travel industry crush it. Cruise lines going bust, airlines ceasing operations, hotels boarding up windows for good, and many other scenarios which not that long ago we would have thought were just about impossible. So you're interested to know, what about Sandals and Beaches Resorts? How are they doing? What's the future? What's going on? If you would like to know some of that information, you are in the right place. If we haven't had the pleasure to meet before, I'm Addison of Reliant Destinations and MyCaribbeanLuxury.com, your sandals and beaches experts. Thanks for checking out this video and stopping by my channel, Mr. TraveLux. Each year I get to meet thousands of you viewers as you come up and say hi at various resorts, and hopefully I'll see you there as well. As we jump into this topic about the state of Sandals and Beaches Resorts, I want to invite you to have a look in that description below where there is a wealth of information for you. From a beautiful digital brochure of Sandals Resorts to lots of information you'll want to know, and also my contact details, it's all there for you. If you have seen one of my videos before, you'll also know I always extend the invitation that if you are thinking to book a Sandals or Beaches resort, or if you have already booked in the last 14 days and want to know more about what my complimentary concierge services could offer in terms of value for your booking, make sure to get in touch. Onward as we go in our discussion of the state of Sandals and Beaches Resorts. Let's go. Well folks, early 2020 really caught the world off guard, didn't it? I remember distinctly that I was actually on a business trip to Sandals Montego Bay at the time, and when I went on this 3-day trip, the world was as normal, and when I returned, all the airports were in absolute chaos and panic mode. And that's, as we all know, when the unthinkable happened. Globally, nearly every tourist destination and resort and hotel brand closed their doors for at least the next few months. It would take well over the next year for Sandals Resorts to slowly reopen its doors to the resorts, one destination at a time. See, much of this came down to island restrictions, less so than the actual resort logistics themselves. Particularly at the beginning of the pandemic, there were ever-changing requirements for the islands, and if any of you happen to travel during this time, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Sandals in particular wanted the confidence to know that when they reopened the resorts, there was going to be the opportunity to provide the same quality vacation as before. If only a fraction of the offerings were going to be able to be provided, it didn't really make sense because it didn't meet with the Sandals' high quality expectations. Throughout this strange journey, obviously the first couple of months were absolutely rocky and rough for all brands. No brand had ever structured their terms and conditions and policy procedures to really work around a pandemic before. While it did take a couple of months, Sandals slowly developed what has turned into the Sandals Assurance Program. This limited time program for the pandemic meant that, well, you could book a Sandals resort and up to 31 days before you traveled, you could actually have all of your money back even past your due date. Moreover, if there was an incident, COVID related or not, that happened right before, let's say even up to the day of departure, you could get 100% travel credits moving forward. As all of these things were slowly figured out, this slowly has brought back travel confidence, and now I have to say that Sandals is truly a popular destination where there's very limited availability even up past the year's time because so many people want to go. In 2022, these flexible policies also include things, for example, like basic medical coverage while someone's in resort if there is a COVID-related incident. Heaven forbid someone has to quarantine, for example, on site. That could be pretty costly at a luxury brand like Sandals, but Sandals actually will cover all of that up to 14 days for the quarantine period, no problem. Though I helped over 1,000 clients travel to Sandals and Beaches Resorts in 2021, we actually only had one person that tested positive on site and then turned out to be a false positive. So because of that, actually, the statistics have been really good in these fully tested environments. But having that knowledge of flexibility and extra brand confidence in your back pocket definitely is not something to miss. So this list goes on, but you can see how Sandals has adapted to these crazy times, and I'm pleased to say that at the time of this video, every single Sandals resort has fully reopened. That's just a little bit of the COVID stuff though. Let's go forward and talk about some more exciting things that are happening on the very near horizons. Before we get into some of those exciting items that we couldn't possibly move forward without recognizing the passing of the dearly beloved and inspirational visionary who founded Sandals Resort's Gordon Butch Stewart. Unfortunately, in the first couple of days in 2021, he did pass away. What was remarkable is that was the year of the 40th year anniversary celebration of Sandals Resort's 40 years since he founded the very first resort in Montego Bay, Jamaica. This naturally led to some uncertainty about the brand. The man who had really carried forward past Sandals for 40 years now wasn't at its helm anymore. But as you'll soon see, there was nothing to fear. His legacy will definitely be remembered all throughout the Caribbean. When you eat at a restaurant like Butch's Chop House or Gordon's on the Pier, you'll know the icon that these are referring to. In a time like this, with family ownership of a mega brand like Sandals and Beaches Resorts, this definitely left a lot of questions about the future and how to proceed. There really shouldn't have been any worry though. Cue Adam Stewart.
Over the years, our company was known for innovation, for evolution, for moving beyond and exceeding customer expectations. Our organization was founded by my father in 1981 in Jamaica. In this next phase of the Sandals journey, we're seeing growth at an unprecedented level.
Sandals was very much in a position to survive the pandemic, but the question was, there are a lot of paths forward. Which possible path is taken? Really, 3 pathways showed themselves as distinct possibilities. The first was essentially the status quo. This was continuing on with the same brand that had been built. The second option could be a very lucrative one, which would be selling off the brand. I do reckon that this brand could probably be sold with a number, let's just say starting with a big B. And then you had the third option, expansion, unlimited expansion. And that is precisely the path that Adam Stewart and his family has decided to take with Sandals. And that is truly an exciting time for them, for the brand, for service partners like myself, and really, at the foremost, you guys who are going to be the future guests of Sandals. As one of the only elite members of the World Club that directly advise the executives of Sandals, there is a lot of exciting things that happen on our phone call. I was recently on a call with Adam Stewart himself, and the number one message that he wanted to share is, I am here to stay. The ambition is truly superb. He wants to double the brand. And as you'll see momentarily, this has already begun. Yes, there are new Sandals resorts on the immediate and the not so distant horizons for the brand. First up is Sandals Royal Bahamian. On my website from a couple years ago, I did a blog post where I took all the different review platforms like TripAdvisor, Google Reviews, Yelp, all of those, and I did an average of all the review scores for the various Sandals resorts so I can make a ranking list based off of that. Interestingly, at that time, by quite an amount, Sandals Royal Bahamian in Nassau, Bahamas actually came in at the very bottom. Really, it's because the resort had aged a bit and it was time for a freshen up, you could say. When the resort shut down for the pandemic, Sandals decided to use this time to throw in a few $1 million to spruce up this resort and reopen it better than ever. The new executive chairman of the brand, however, Adam Stewart, last year he decided in his father's legacy, he actually wanted to do it right. He wanted to go big. So keeping the resort closed a little bit longer than was hoped for actually turned this number into a massive number. Yes, we're talking around a 9-figure financial number of investment into making Sandals Royal Bahamian a brand new sparkling resort. And I have to say, I think it's going to be worth every single penny. This resort will now feature some really innovative suites, a completely renovated private island, it'll have some amazing restaurants and even food trucks. This resort is now open and I'm so excited to see what you guys think as you travel there over the next couple of years. It doesn't end there though, it gets even better. In 2022, the feature of the new Sandals Royal Curaçao is here. This will be Sandals' first resort on a Dutch-speaking island, and it is a beautiful island in a beautiful area, and it's also considered to be very safe, and is a truly exciting initiative. Sandals is truly pulling out all the stops to make this resort exemplary. We're talking a 2-tier infinity pool on the ocean front, a west-facing positioning for the resort for amazing sunsets, a natural saltwater ocean-fed pool that is going to be very unique for the Caribbean, some brand new bungalows and innovative suites that'll be a first of their kind for here, a brand new floating restaurant and floating bar, Dutch bikes to explore the estate, some amazing included PADI certified scuba diving, everything you could hope for is at Sandals Royal Curacao. It keeps going though, folks. Back in Jamaica, the original island for Sandals Resort and the island that the Stewart family calls home, there are two new resorts that are popping up there for Sandals, which is Sandals Duns River and Sandals Royal Duns River. Very similar to the traditional Sandals Barbados and modern, sleek Sandals Royal Barbados concept where you have both together in one complex. This is going to be very similar. There is an article explaining how this is going to work in more detail, and I put that in the description for you so you can have a look. Here you will see more of the famous sky pool suites that are currently only at Sandals Royal Barbados and Sandals Grenada. Very exciting. The Sandals Swim Up Rendezvous concept that you currently see at Sandals South Coast in Jamaica is going to be taken to a whole new level with not only swim up rendezvous, but also with a private, you could say, rooftop deck for suntanning and relaxation that's going to be on the top of these rendezvous. This resort complex will have some of the best dining, the best lagoon pools, and state-of-the-art amenities of any resort in Jamaica. So definitely keep eyes peeled for this. I'm very excited for this opening, and I assure you, as soon as it opens, I will have videos about this on the channel. Speaking of Jamaica, you might be aware that Sandals owns Beaches Resort's family brand, which I've alluded to a couple times in this video. There's a brand new Beaches that's coming not too far from the Duns River items as well, and this will be Beaches Runaway Bay. Here you will have a 18-hole championship golf course and a substantial wellness area that is backed up to some gorgeous woodlands. There will be a water park, a massive climbing treehouse, kids, bike trails, fitness areas, kids activities, amazing pools, amazing dining. It's going to have it all at this new resort, Beaches Runaway Bay. Speaking of beaches, keep your eyes peeled as well, because in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there is one that is getting closer and closer to opening as well. So Beaches Resorts, which currently is only in Turks and Caicos and 2 in Jamaica, is going to turn from 3 resorts into 5 very quickly. And let me assure you, that is just the start of the growth of the beaches side of the Sandals Beaches brand. Now, let's just say that I know a lot of exciting expansion secrets that I can't yet share on this video, but let me just say there are some amazing things coming in the near future. All of this is said to give you an idea what the future of Sandals and Beaches looks like. If you were worried about closure, bankruptcy, this sort of thing for Sandals and Beaches, you should not fear, because this, in my opinion, it would be one of the last brands that would face this. Right now, we see brands that are closing up shop and are going bankrupt all over, but Sandals and Beaches is expanding, also buying a lot of now vacant sites and getting ready to turn these into amazing properties that will have all of the amenities and inclusions that we know and love with Sandals and Beaches. So get ready, these brands are going big. As you plan your next Sandals or Beaches journey, I would love to help. If you're thinking to book, or again, if you have booked in the last 14 days, my contact details are in that description. I would love to talk to you about how to get the best value and how to maximize your stay. Lots of tips and tricks, and my clients even have an exclusive client info hub for them, which has lots of information and even a dedicated frequently asked questions section. I'm here to assist each and every step of the way. That's why I'm here. Thanks for sitting through this chat about what Sandals and Beaches has looked like in the last couple of years and what it's going to look like in the future. I thank you for stopping by. Please make sure to like this and subscribe. I hope to see you in resort very soon.